So even now, when we read the stories, we feel that those characters are so related to us. In our families, also we find one of them, or sometimes, at least I don't know. Maybe I am from literature background, but I feel that somewhere I am also connected to one of the characters, and the issues which he spoke about then, still have the same issues, and with lot of humor, lot of sarcasm, making it so entertaining. He is able to um, uh, send a strong message. And the best part is that he makes use of simple language. Language is not very complicated like Shakespeare or other people like English writers. His English we can enjoy at any time. So we have one story from R.K. Narayan's uh, book. It's called A Horse and Two Goats, and that is there as part of your reading section. Then in vocabulary, unit one vocabulary, you have word formation, prefixes, suffixes, and root words. Then in grammar, you have articles, prepositions, determiners. Then in writing, you have guided writing. About all of these, I will be discussing when I'll be teaching you. Okay, just I'm giving you an overview of the entire syllabus. Unit 2, which will be dealt by Sir. It again has a reading portion where this time you don't have a story, you have a poem. It's a beautiful poem by Rudyard Kipling. If especially for young generation, it's a must. It should be read by you all. And also you will definitely enjoy it. And it's part of your syllabus. Of course, you have to read it. Then you have vocabulary. In vocabulary, you have compounding and blending with contractions. Then in grammar, you have transitions and connectives. And then in writing, you have paragraph writing. Now, again, paragraph writing, essay writing, letter writing, these are not new to you. I can understand. But it will be taught in a detailed manner, right? See, you cannot give me, suppose I give you a topic, global warming or COVID-19 or 20, COVID-19, right? Okay, COVID-19, 2021. So anyways, COVID, okay? So COVID, if I give you as the topic, and the same topic I gave it to your brother or sister also who is in class 5th or 6th standard, and I ask you to write something about it. Whatever you will give me, both of you will, your essays should be different, right? Your essay, of course, I expect to be of high standard, not the same like your sisters. It cannot be of 12th standard also, it cannot be of 10th standard also. It should be of a BTech student standard, right? I think you are intelligent enough to understand the point which I am making. Now, as far as a language is concerned, language is like an ocean, right? It's not like a mountain that you have to climb it like that. It's like an ocean. Whatever layers and other things are there, it's like there only. But you have to go deep and deep into it with practice. Then only the standard of your writing will improve, and we can call that your levels are advanced. Okay, it's not like how many steps you climb. It's not like that. It's like an ocean. You have everything, and since a long time back, we are telling you to practice this, that. Okay, so the more you are practicing, the more wise you will become, they say, right? For me, also, it's same for everyone, right? Even if I am also not pro in my in English language, every day I learn a lot. Every day when I read the English newspaper, I get to know I learn a lot of new words. The other day my son was I don't know from some place he got a book or something. He was reading something and he is in class 2 standard, and I didn't know the meaning of that word. Okay, I didn't know the meaning of that word. So I had to refer to the dictionary, and I learned that word and I explained that word for him. So everyone has a scope for improvement. Don't think that we already know everything, especially when language is concerned. Every day till we die, we can learn something because every day it's evolving, right? So, writing, you have the same type of writings, but definitely the lot of new skills will be taught to you as far as writing is concerned, and how you can make your writing effortless without any errors. Okay, how you can make that. Then in Unit 3, you have Martin Luther King's Jr.'s I Have a Dream. That is actually a lecture delivered in the US, and that lecture is recorded and presented in the form of in a written form, and that lecture only we will be discussing and we will be looking into it. Okay. And then vocabulary, you have synonyms, antonyms, and one-word substitutes. In grammar, you have voice. In writing, you have letter writing, and you have only formal letter writings. No informal letter writing for this course. Unit 4, in reading, you have Robert Frost's Road Not Taken. Now, it's one of my favorite poems. I read it when I was in school. I kept reading it when I was in my degree, then MA, and now also I teach it, and I enjoy it like anything. Any day, this poem, not only I am just sharing my feelings with you, but if you will read this poem also, you will learn a lot. Because when I was in your age, this poem had a deep impact on me, and I can, at least if not very deep impact, definitely it will have some impact on you. So this poem we have, and he is a very celebrated author, a poet, and this is a very popular poem by Robert Frost. And then you have vocabulary, under which you have homophones, homonyms, and homographs. In grammar, you have narration, direct and indirect speech, and in writing, you have report writing. Then Unit 5, you have an excerpt, an essay type of thing by George Orwell, and it's called The Sporting Spirit. Again, a very nice essay. And then in vocabulary, you have inclusive language and euphemisms. In grammar, you have tenses, and in writing, you have SOP. SOP means statement of purpose. Now, this is something, the statement of purpose, it's very important for those of you who are planning to pursue their career, their masters from abroad or in some institutes in India also. There you have to write an SOP, okay, statement of purpose. And then how will you write that? That will be taught in that section. These are some suggested readings. Since you are not going to the college, I don't know whether you will have an access to these. Even if you don't have access to these, don't worry about it. The notes which I will share with you, or sir will share with you, are very exhaustive notes. After reading, I think 20 books, we have made these notes. All the faculty, English faculty brains have got into making your notes. We don't give notes like that. When you will receive these notes, then you will understand how organized they are. For each section's exhaustive notes are there, and they are well organized. You don't have to really wander here and there. Okay, but if you manage to get these books, then it is better. Okay, because they are suggested readings. So that is all about your course. Okay. If you have doubt regarding that, any general thing you want to ask, you can ask me about your classroom, your assignments, anything you can ask me now. Because I'm not going to start a new chapter today. Okay, from tomorrow, not from tomorrow, next, again, we are meeting on next week. So that time I will be dealing with a lesson. Okay. If you have any doubt, you can ask me, or else I'll just tell you what I'm planning to do for my next class, right? Okay then. So In my next class, I will start with horse and two goats, and one topic will finish in one class. Okay, and if you have any doubts at the end of the class, you can ask. Now, since Horse and Two Goats, it's a story by R.K. Narayan. So the story is actually 12 to 15 pages story. So I will upload the story in your Google Classroom. You read the story once before you come to the class, because in the class I won't go line by line for obvious reasons. I will be summarizing the story. I will be dealing with the important things of the story, and definitely the entire story will be taught to you, but not line by line because you are not in schools. Okay, but I expect all of you to go through that story before you come to the class. So in that class, we will be covering the entire story. And after that, if we have time, then we will look into the important question answers and others. Or else we will keep it for next class. Okay. So I suppose if you have no doubts, then I will take attendance and leave you for the day. Okay. Attendance also, we don't have the registers, and we know also it's not yet mapped as told by sir. So for the time being, just roughly we are taking the attendance, and when your winnow is uploaded, that time the same dates, for the same dates, the attendance will be given. Okay. So usually for I don't know whether you know about it or not. We have like every time teacher take the attendance, with that you are supposed to type your name and roll number, okay, in the chat box, because it is being recorded, right? So whatever you are typing in the chat box, that same Excel sheet is generated, and that we file it and submit in the department. So this is like an attendance register that you should know. This register, suppose now roughly I am maintaining one, but this will go to my teacher's register. But for yours, like for record, these things, since it is online, these are very crucial. So every time I will not tell you, when I will take my attendance and ask you to leave, that time before leaving, make sure that you are typing your name and roll number there. Also, make sure that the teacher has taken your attendance and she is asking you to, before that you will not leave the meeting. Okay. So I'm just calling out the absentees. I can see there are 2 absentees. Roll number 86 is absent. Roll number